truly interested, email me. I'll email you a copy. But the photograph over which the text is written is one that I took in Wisconsin. I was driving back home from Milwaukee, and I saw something that caught my eye, and I pulled over and took a picture. And if you look carefully, you can see that we're looking across a field, and there's a low thing of clouds, but there are 1, 2, 3 different kinds of weather happening in the distance, which was kind of a fun thing about living in Wisconsin. It's so flat. And in the middle, there is a rainstorm happening. Meanwhile, I stood there dry and happy and took that photo. And life is kind of like that. We don't always see it laid out for us quite so clearly. But sometimes we have a beautiful sunset, sometimes we have blue skies with a few clouds, and sometimes it's pouring down rain on our head, and sometimes it's happening all at the same time. And we can feel a bit overwhelmed. And that is part of our human experience. But in that and through that, there are 2 things that I rely on. I rely on the fact that I know that there is more to my life and my destiny and my fate, though maybe not the day in question when I'm like, rah, than what's going on around me. And I know that I will make it through the rainstorm and have a chance to appreciate the sunset because I have peace. And peace sometimes means the absence of conflict. I was talking to the residents over at Orchard Woods Assisted Living, and I said, remember when they made you look up your vocabulary words in the dictionary? And how many definitions did those words usually have? And they're like, a lot. Well, one of the definitions of peace is that people that can make war are not making war. But there are other definitions, and for people of faith, peace is the knowledge that no matter what happens, you will make it through. You may not know exactly how you're going to make it through. You may not know when, and you may not know what you're going to look like when you land. But you know that the God who loves you is with you and will get you through. And so what I commend to you all today is treasure the sunsets and the blue skies with the fluffy clouds, and remember them when the rain falls. And look around you. And I'm actually inviting you to look around you, because you know what? You are surrounded by gorgeous sunsets and blue skies with fluffy clouds in one another. Each of you is fearfully and wonderfully made, and we are so blessed to be able to live in community with each other. You all make so many of the days beautiful. Let us pray. Gracious God, we thank you for blue skies and glorious sunsets, for gorgeous mountains and breathtaking views. Help us to see all of the good things that we experience and see as reminders of your benevolence, of your love, and of your presence. Help us to lean into the things that are good and true and honorable, even when it is the other things that seem to be crowding into our lives, so that we may come through with joy and hope and purpose. We pray this in your name. Amen. Slide. There we go. Okay, numero uno. Thank you to everyone who contributed to the school supply collection, sponsored by the Spiritual Care and Spiritual Life Committee. It was very successful, and Bright Futures is very grateful. They help students all year long who need the things that students are asked to have, and students are asked to have more stuff now than they were when I was in school and when you were in school. We didn't have to bring our own scissors when I was in school. So we want to thank every single one of you, because when life is hard and you can't get the stuff you need, and even somebody you don't know says, here you go, that is a sign that you are valued, and that it is, if you will, a little sunset. I am excited, I should have brought the book because I can never remember the subtitle, to announce that we're starting up a new Bible study the first Tuesday in October. We're going to be looking at Daniel Erlander's Manna and Mercy, the story of God's unfolding plan to mend the entire universe. And it actually functions as sort of a biblical overview of God's promises to us. So we spent a little time in the Old Testament and then the New Testament, but Daniel Erlander is very well known in some Lutheran circles. His books, he writes out the text by hand and also draws little illustrations throughout. So they're very dynamic, and the illustrations are actually very helpful in understanding what he's saying. But these are not necessarily children's books. These really are for grown-ups. But I'm excited. Doing an Erlander book can be very enlightening and fun and inspiring. I just wanted to, what is it they call it in marketing, tease? That a drawing class will be starting in October as well in the art studio, so stay tuned to Touchdown for more details. I got to stick my head together with the grand scheduling powers because there's a lot of juggling that goes on in scheduling spaces, but Connected Living handles it very well, and we're glad for that. And I would like to remind you, because it's going to happen before we get back together again, that the pet blessing, our annual blessing of pets, is going to take place on October 1st at 11:30, hopefully across the way on the village green, unless of course it rains. If it rains, we'll have it in the chapel and give thanks for the carpet extractor machine that they have over in facilities. Yeah. But all pets of every kind are welcome. And last year it was delightful. We had a prospective resident come and bring a dog. We had some grandchildren come, and it was wonderful. And if you have a goldfish in a bowl and you want to bring it, bring it. And one day, my fantasy is that one day somebody will bring a horse. You never know. And I think that really that's pretty much all I've got. So I need to go and answer. It's not the bat phone exactly, but it's better because y'all call on it.
Thank you. I think we should have the pet blessing in the main hallway rather than on this carpet, because we're going to get new carpet in the main hallway. We might as well really use it, right? Okay, well, welcome everyone. Glad to be back with all of you. I wanted to start today by letting you know that we are paying very close attention to considerations for visual and hearing impaired residents here. We are working as a team on our slides to make sure they're easier to read and see. Obviously, we worked on the brightness in here. We're actually going to have occupational therapists speech therapists come in on one of our SLT meetings and do some education with us on how we can speak better when we're in here. And we are putting a great emphasis on that, trying to be as good as possible so that you can hear us and see all the important things we're trying to communicate to you. You'll see that I even have my slides here so that way I don't have to turn and you can't hear me. See, we're learning. We're learning. Thank you. Thank you. But if you have any recommendations or ideas or input, please see BJ, and he's really acting as our liaison for that information, as well as your support groups that are out and about. You can share your feedback with them, and they'll bring that to us. So, okay. Next, I want to welcome our new residents since last time. If you are here, please stand up. Kathy Paddock. She has been at every orientation this week. I've seen her with every leader. Kathy's been at many events as a Village Cup member, so you might have actually met her before. Gary and Jan Smith. Mr. and Mrs. Jenkins. And Joe, I think I'm saying it right, Gaines. He moved in yesterday, so that might be, there's a lot going on. So the important thing that the Welcome Committee that does such a great job of letting me know, reminding me of all the new residents since the last time, because I did not have Mr. Gaines on the list, because he was, by the time I did this slide, he moved in yesterday, so he didn't make it, and they reminded me first thing this morning. The other thing they have, I don't know if you all have seen it at the concierge desk, a little silver ring. The silver ring is great because, Ann, do you want to be my model? But that's okay. Just show us, if you have your, there you go. It's a ring like this, and you can wear it with your name badge, and you can put your Sarah pendant on it as well. And that means you only have to carry one thing when you leave, and then you always have your Sarah pendant with you. So they are free. The welcome team has them outside at the front desk for the concierge, and they give them to everyone, all our new residents when they come in. Did you want to add?
You might want to tilt the mic down just slightly, save it to nose. There you
Okay, how about that?
Perfect.
Thank you to Allie and Ann Felder so much for providing those rings for us. There's a little sign, and if you need help putting those on, just let any of us know. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Next slide. I want to give you a little update on how our census is doing here at the Village of Orchard Ridge. Independent living, we are 100% occupied or reserved. The health center, we had one empty bed right now, and in our assisted living, we have one empty bed as well, which will probably reserve on Monday. So we're doing quite well. Our sales team's doing great. We had the seafood boil here. I hope some of you attended. I want to thank each and every one of you. The seafood boil, we invited some Village Club members. Those are people, prospects, who have decided they want to come here. They're on our ready list, ready to go, gave us a little bit of money, not a bunch, a little bit of money. So they have already picked out that this is the place they want to come to when their preferred place becomes available or the timing is right. And we got several emails, phone calls of how much they enjoyed sitting and talking to the people that live here, that they could really see themselves here. So any of you who sat with a prospect, thank you so much. That means a lot. We are getting ready to have 2 more events, Fall Flavors, and that is September 18th. And the funny story here, the response was so big we have to have 2. And the second one is September 24th. So a little inside story. We opened a second one because my mother and 4 of her friends thought I invited them specifically because they got a mailer, and she said to me, "Did you send that to me?" No. She said, "Well, we're going to go because I've been packing up the house. I think it might be time." So if you see my mother at Fall Flavors, we're trying to convince her this would be a great place. She'll probably see me more if she moved here. So.
I think it's the 23rd, not the 24th. The second.
The second one is, maybe we switched it. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, but. 23rd, okay, thank you. Thank you, sorry, that was my mistake. All right, talent culture, that's HR for those of you who are not familiar with National Lutheran lingo. We have hired some really great positions. You'll hear from all our departments. They'll share that information with you and introduce you to those people. I will tell you, we have our new assistant dining director, Motion. He'll be up. Yes, we are so happy to have our dining team really coming together. We also hired a EVS supervisor. That means a supervisor for the housekeepers, which we're excited for that. We have also hired another maintenance generalist. Again, these departments will talk about it themselves. Big, exciting news is we had an in-house transfer and we moved Haley to concierge. And she is loving it, and we are loving having her up there. I want you to know that we are focusing on team member engagement, trying to get our team really to be excited to be here, which is why you're seeing some fall Friday fun. We're dressing, we tried to do some sports themes. We're looking for some ideas. I know that doesn't make them excited to be here, but it does add a little smile and fun to the day. But we're trying to make bigger changes as well. We are doing a lot of training on customer service. We have a team member town hall at 2 o'clock, and I'm going to do a little presentation on service recovery when things don't go right, because they don't always, how our team members should react to that. Next. Also working on the budget. Thank you everyone for your input. I believe it is at the National Lutheran level right now, and they're reviewing it. As soon as I get information on what was definitely approved, I will give you all your feedback. Thank you to everyone who took part in the fire alarm, like you had a choice, right? I want to make sure you all understand. I think in my 3 Things Thursday, I explained, excuse me, the fire alarm was due to smoke. So the fire, it was not a false alarm. It actually did what it was supposed to do. There was smoke, therefore, the fire alarm went off. So, remember, anytime there is a fire alarm, to please exit the building right away. We could think that we know the fire alarm was from smoke that happened in this side, let's say Woodside. We don't know if perhaps there was something else. So, when the fire alarm goes off, please exit the building or get to the area of refuge. Make sure you're never blocking the exits. Where this is important is in our dining room. Anywhere there's a door, please do not put walkers, scooters. That could be a fire hazard. It is a fire hazard. If you need to get out, all those things are in the way. All scooters and walkers should be kept in the front, away from the tables. If you needed to walk to your table, go ahead and take it, and then we can ask the server to move it to that area for you. I had a meeting with the emergency planning team. We're looking at some education for our team members, for our residents, as far as how to respond to fires and emergencies. Shannon's going to talk a lot about renovations. I just want to say how proud I am of all of us, all our team, all of you, for our perseverance and our patience. Chucky was here today, so we're making progress. We're making progress, but again, most of that Shannon will be talking about. Lastly, I want to let you know for National Lutheran information, Providence Point. You all know what Providence Point is? Yes. We are getting ready for groundbreaking. It is a go. It is a go. Years and years and years. Any of you remember Chill? He worked in the sales department. He's actually going to be breaking ground. So we are so excited to grow our community, our organization and be able to serve more seniors. So you should probably be hearing more about it, but I just wanted you guys to know that it is a go and we are excited. Yeah. All right, next up, Shannon.
Good morning, happy Friday. All right, renovations. As Denise mentioned, we had a group from Shockey as well as all our other subcontractors that were part of the renovation. We completed a punch list last Thursday where we walked around in every single room pretty much with magnifying glasses looking at all the fine details and things that we need to touch up on our project. So we do know that there's quite a few things that still need some attention. They're going to be mobilizing next week, and you'll see quite a bit of commotion cleaning up these things starting next week. So every one of the subcontractors has a full list of things that they need to touch on, that they need to work on to get everything to point, so it meets all of our expectations. With that being said, yes, we are going to be removing that carpet in the lobby. We understand there's some discoloring. We brought in a specialist that traveled all the way from Georgia up here last week to see what they could do to inspect it, and our company Mohawk, who we ordered the carpet for, will be replacing it at their cost. We are not looking to do that until first of the year. We're going to get through the holidays. It takes a good amount of time to run these custom carpets as well. So we can look at that probably in January. From my understanding this morning, it should take roughly 2 weeks for that carpet to come up and for them to put that back down and then touch up all of the stuff. But we can deal with that once we get through the holidays. Right now, let's just enjoy, a nice clean lobby, getting our building back to ourselves, which is nice. I'm excited for that. So with that being said, we should be wrapping up this full project right now with the work that we have at the end of this month. Pool update. We're preparing to reopen the aquatic center at the end of this month. Salt can be placed in the pool the week of the 21st. We're still working on some electrical issues with the lights and one of the pumps, just getting everything back up and running. And then just some touch-up work. We had power washing this week, power washed the bathrooms. We have housekeepers that will be working on the restrooms this weekend, doing some deep cleaning, so we have a nice, fresh, renovated area for everyone to come back to next month. We're really excited about that. Once we have a firm reopen date, we'll let everybody know we're in that home stretch with the repairs there, and they went very, very well. Fountain update, if you haven't looked outside when you were coming here this morning, the base of what is going to be our new fountain is out there put together. Right now we're working with contractors on some of the fine-tuned details like the replumbing and electrical work that's going to be necessary once we start the concrete. And we look for that to be started within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So a lot going on, a lot of projects that we've been working on for the last year and a half are kind of finally coming to fruition, and coming to an end. So really good, really excited about all of these things. Water softener update. I should have just waited till last. I almost brought my puppy in as a suggestion from a resident here to say, here's a puppy, it's cute. But no, in all seriousness, we have had 7, actually 8 manufacturers. We had one again on site yesterday to inspect our water softener. We haven't received any bids or quotes to date. I do expect some numbers to come in next week, and we're continuing to seek out ways to fix this issue. So long-term things, like what can we do in the interim to make our lives better, to deal with the water situations that we have? How can we deal with, our big equipment? Again, I know Tom has put out a list, Mr. Queso, I don't know if you're here, but he gave a list to residents on recommendations of things you could do to kind of make your life easier, putting vinegar in your dishwasher. I know that Amazon sells shower head attachments that, offer softer water filters in them that you can use individually. And then we're looking at options like that even for our large equipment, things that we can use in the interim until a full repair is done. And again, as I mentioned last month, this is a very time-consuming issue. We want to do what's right. It's a big custom piece of equipment. Unfortunately, the manufacturer that decided to back out is essential in the direct repair of this, so we're having to look at unconventional ways of how we can rebuild this system to make it operational for everybody here. I don't want to tie too much time up. I know we talked about that last month. I'd be happy to talk to anybody in detail or direct questions. But moving forward from that, corridor temperatures, seasonal temperature adjustments. I know this time of year is difficult. The temperatures are cool, they're warm. It's going to be in the 80s this weekend. We will be changing the set points in the coming weeks. Usually we wait until the temperature is regularly under 70 degrees before we do this. We do it twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall. Our summer set point is 72, our winter set point is 74. This time of year when it's, kind of teeters on cooler, it will kick it on more frequently on warm days, and it could be a little chilly in areas. So just, reach out to us. We don't set different temperatures for different corridors. It is all 72 degrees across the board. We can adjust the chapel with advance notice, so if you have an event here, put in a work order. Same thing with gathering spaces. If you have events that take place this time of year and temperature, is cool in the morning, let us know in advance and we can make adjustments to those. Once the temperature gets down below that, we'll be raising it to 74. Let me see, what else do I have? Facility staffing update. Again, we are super excited. We've got 3 new team members that are going to be starting this month. One started earlier this week. His name is Anthony. He is a conference aide. You'll probably see him around with David. Say hi. He's super friendly, willing to help and work with everybody. We're very excited to have him. And also excited to get back to some of this project work. Whenever we're down people in that conference aide's essential role for us. I know that there's some project work and stuff that needs some attention, so we'll be getting back onto work on our trash rooms, our corridors, some more carpet extracting, also falling in line with the renovation and doing touch-ups from areas that we haven't been able to get in because of high traffic and because of diverting traffic with the renovation. So we're going to be working really hard for the next few months, just trying to get the existing building up to par where it needs to be. We've got a maintenance generalist that's going to be starting next week, or on the 22nd, I'm sorry. His name is Mark. And then we have an EVS supervisor that's going to be working with us. He's going to be starting next week, and he brings to us close to 20 years of experience, both with supervising and directing environmental service and healthcare settings. So very excited to be adding him to our team. That's a very essential role. I don't have this on my slide, but I did want to go ahead and add this in. Kaylee and I met with Republic Services in late August. We requested to have at least 15 replacement recycling bins and also new trash receptacles. I know that some of the cottages have some ones that are in disrepair, they need to be replaced. When that happens, please put in a work order, let us know so we can give an address to Republic to replace them. We're going to ask them to just bring a bulk amount, probably 10 to 12 here on site is what we requested. So reach out to us when we get them, and then we'll put a list together and we'll get those switched out for you. Also, while we're on the subject of trash, please just be very careful when you're using the trash chutes not to throw heavy items down them. Multiple reasons. One, that they break our carts that are on the bottom. They go to a large cart that we take out to the compactor, and heavy items can break, especially if they're coming from the 3rd or 4th floor. Also, they bust, so if you have heavy items, if you're cleaning out your refrigerator, please double bag those things before putting them down, or give us a call. We can come pick them up from your apartment. That also goes for things like kitty litter. They tend to explode when they hit the bottom, so not fun to clean up, and it does take quite a bit of time, and it also causes smell, and sometimes that smell radiates up the trash chute too, which can contribute to unpleasant smells in the trash rooms. Last thing I have here, and I've had a few questions on this, I know we talked about it last year, was washer hose replacements. We have started an initiative this year. It's a 3-year plan to replace all washer hoses on all units in the building. We are right now about 28% complete with the entire project, meaning, we have more to do this year to get to that, but 28% of washer hoses to date have been replaced. And that's all I have. All right, thank you everybody. Have a fabulous Friday.
hear ye, hear ye. And if you can't hear me, we welcome all of you to come and join us on November 4th from 1 to 2 in the chapel. That's here, right? Yeah, right here. What'd you say? Oh, okay. So, obviously, I belong in that group, and anyone who's having any type of hearing problems, even if you still hear really good, but you need information on hearing loss, we would love to have you. We know it is election day. You vote early, vote late, but don't vote between 1 and 2. Please come. With any of your concerns, hearing aid concerns, this is going to be a good group, but we won't meet in December because of the holidays, so it'll be November, and then we'll restart in January. Isn't that correct? Okay. Thank you.
First and foremost, I want to thank all of you guys for the warm welcome. I'm sorry, for the warm welcome and support you guys have given me for the past few weeks that I've been here. Thank you guys, really appreciate it. Okay, a few updates. The fall menu's coming out the first week of October. The menu was put in place in conjunction with the dining committee that committed here. Thank you guys for your input. Second update we have for you guys, we've brought in corporate chef Nathaniel Johnson to assist in our culinary training, focusing on execution, plating, and temperature control, as well as consistency. So hopefully that'll help out with the training with the staff we have going on now. And I want to introduce you to our new dining director, assistant dining director, Mohsen Manzar.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Met some of you in passing and in the dining room already, but for those who I haven't met, my name is Mohsen Manzar. So I'm from West Virginia, and I'm very thankful for the opportunity that's been given to me here, and I look forward to meeting all of you and continuing to have engageful conversations like I did with Mr. Charlie the other day. He was going to Ruby Tuesdays, he was telling me all about it, so that was pretty cool. But on a serious note, I'm very thankful to be here, and I've worked in the food industry, the hospitality industry for 12 years. So I've worked in resorts all over the place. This is my first time working in this kind of environment, so it's my 5th stage, so bear with me for a little bit. Maybe give me 6 months of grace. I'm kidding. But I'm very excited to work with Mr. Jose Romero, the rest of the dining team, the rest of the executive team, and hopefully we are able to deliver what you expect from us. And yeah, thanks for having me. And if you have any questions, you can ask me now or you can ask me in private, whatever is easier for you. So thank you very much.
I don't know who's more fitting, Denise or I, to say my potential at home. We are both from my potential at home. Christy is not here. She's taking a very well-deserved vacation. She works very hard to make sure that our residents are very cared for. So my potential at home, if you don't know, is located on the 2nd floor on Clock Tower, between Clock Tower and Proclamation, near the salon, across from the Talent and Culture office. Feel free to stop in. They always are loving people to stop in. I know there's a few residents that do stop in just to chat. Christy is the registered nurse and can assist with minor nursing needs and questions as long as you have a contract signed. Who doesn't have a contract with My Potential at Home? This whole room should. They are out there today to do their inactive contract signups. So if you want to, it's their first time going back in the lobby, so that's very exciting. And then the phone number for them is here on the slide, but I can also assist in helping you get connected with them. Next slide. Thank you, Katie. Okay, now it's my turn. Good morning, and bear with me. This one's a bit longer than usual, but I think you'll find the insights worthwhile. Transportation, as a reminder, transportation hours is 8:30 to 4:30. Anything outside of those business hours, you will be charged an extra fee. Requests need to be submitted 48 hours in advance. Earlier is better. If you know you have a doctor's appointment 6 months out and you need transportation, go ahead and put that in now, because we're getting busy. Requests are accepted on a first-come, first-served basis. Vehicle availability is managed by the transportation team, and due to the high demand, we're not able to accommodate requests for specific vehicles, AKA the caddy. But we'll do our best to ensure that your transportation needs are met. And then custom transport forms, so if you have a custom transport, which is outside of business hours, outside of the 10 miles, a non-medical appointment, then you need to make sure you're filling out that entire sheet, and there's a little box at the end that you check if you want to use your flex dollars, or if you don't check that box, we automatically charge your monthly statement. So just make sure you're checking that box. All right, Sarah is off as well. I believe she's in Las Vegas, right? For her brother's wedding. Yeah, I told her she should have packed me to go with her, but she told me no. Mark your calendars for the Senior Olympics, happening Monday, October 6th through Friday, October 10th. This week-long event features 16 fun and accessible games for everyone, from a hike-a-thon along the Orchard Ridge Nature Trails to canasta, a dog show, bocce ball, and even a power chair rollator obstacle course. BJ's creating it just to make sure that you people that ride your scooters around can actually do it. Just giving you a heads up. The week kicks off with an exciting opening ceremony, complete with a parade of participants and festive celebrations, and concludes with a closing ceremony where gold medals will be awarded to the winners. We encourage everyone to join the fun, cheer each other on, and try something new. Volunteer support and participation signups for each game can be found in the Engage Center pre-registration notebook on the table in front of the Aquatic Center windows. Okay, really important. It's that time of year again, guys. I'm not ready, but we can be with our vaccines. Okay, so let's start here. All right, it's time. We are once again offering the flu and COVID vaccine clinics for residents. Consent forms from ROTS are on the information table. There is a spot at the top right-hand corner where you can indicate which clinic you would like, A or B, and the next slide tells you what time and dates those are, and the specific time in between the times listed. A copy of your insurance cards, and unfortunately, your primary care physician information if you want the COVID shot, because we may have to get prescriptions. We are still, Jason and I are close contact, still trying to work that out if we need to. Between him and I, we will make sure that you get your COVID shot. Residents can also register in the lobby in the next 2 Thursdays, so the 18th and the 25th. With Lindsay and I, Lindsay from My Potential at Home, if you don't feel like handing it in early, And then last appointments are 10 minutes before the end time of the clinic. And a reminder card will be placed in your mailbox. So if you've already handed in your sheet, which a lot of you have, so thank you, you will have a reminder card in your mailbox. I haven't got to them yet, so bear with me on that. Your vaccine clinic dates, Thursday, October 9th, right here in the chapel between 1 and 4. Again, I will give you specific time when to show up. We do about 10 every 30 minutes. Vaccine clinic B, Friday, October 17th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. here in the chapel. Okay, so I've had lots of questions on resident communication process. So how many of you notice that you get an email, but you might not get a memo in your mailbox? That's because you chose which one you wanted, right? So there's four different ways. You either decided to get an email, to use digital, which is your Touchtown Uniguest app, or 2 different physical copy options in your mailboxes. One is large print, and one is regular print. So only mailboxes with the silver stickers receive the paper copies of things. But please know that all of the memos and information are always posted under Memos for Residents on the app. So importance level, we will review what information is being sent out and then address it prior to distribution, what is the best way to get it to you guys. So things like announcing Jose, everybody got a memo in their mailbox because we felt that was pretty important. Announcing Denise, everyone got a memo. Anything from National Lutheran, everyone will get a paper memo, but they will still go on the app. Medium importance will follow this email, digital, and physical copies. Low importance, you can expect to see an email, a digital message, and then we print a copy for the mailroom in a stanchion and a copy for the information wall. If you don't know what your preference is or you want to change it, so I would love for paper copies to change to email, just saying. Makes my life easier. All right, 3 Things Thursday. I really enjoy that Denise does this. She does one for the team members as well. And it really helps us all stay connected and informed. So your 3 Things Thursday, you can find also on the Resident Memos app. You have to scroll all the way down through all the memos you've ever seen for the year. And under that is a little folder that says 3 Things Thursday. So there's a PDF copy there. Again, one is printed for the information wall and one for the mailroom. And then you get an email. All right, really important one. So some of you might have got the all clear message when you had to go to do the fire drill, right, or fire alarm. To be able to get those text messages, you must opt into the text message system in the app. However, little caveat, your cell phone number will be displayed on your profile. So you can select your home number as your preferred, but your cell phone number will display. There's no way to hide it if you opt into texting. So if you need assistance and you want to get those text messages for all clear, please see the Connected Living office. All right, who can help me? All right, Uniguest and Touchtown, the app or slides or anything like that, signing in, that is your Connected Living team. Works Hub, that is our facilities team, mostly Kaylee. And Full Count is our dining team. Unfortunately, Connected Living cannot help you with Works Hub or Full Count sign-ins. Just a friendly reminder. All right, I hope this is my last slide. We do have seats still available for the Washington Nationals game. It's gonna be a late night, but we're gonna have tons of fun. I'm very excited. BJ and I are super stoked about this game. I love baseball. I grew up going to semi-pro baseball games with my grandparents, so it's really fun. I'm excited to take all of you. If you have already signed up and confirmed, however you confirmed with me a while ago, you are on the list to go. So be ready to depart next Tuesday at 3 o'clock. There's a trip to Schmarkel Stew on the 19th, and then SU cello and piano recital on the 27th. So just a little taste of what you can enjoy here from Connected Living.
I was enjoying all that. I was just here as a participant. So, questions? Anyone have questions? Yes, ma'am.
What happened to the rug cleaning over in Woodside?
Rug cleaning on Woodside is we're doing rug cleaning,
In the apartments?
Rug cleaning in the apartments. You better come up here,
You're talking about the 8-year carpet replacements? Yes, we've pretty much made our way through them. I think our contractor is doing 15 of them, starting in October and November. So we've completed the ones for this year. As far as our evaluation, the schedules, I believe, are made. Our contractor worked directly with residents after we met with them, and that work's going to be done October and November. I think we have 1 or 2 that may be towards the end of December, but that was president request, and then we'll start all over in 26. And Stanley Steamer is also.
It's in-house.
No, we're doing
Oh, okay, yeah.
What date is
For
that?
8-year carpet replacement,
Yes.
the carpet cleans in-house.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Now, Stanley Steamer is going to be here to do the north dining, basically everything on the first floor in the village center, that wasn't touched for the renovation. So they're going to be doing that. We did the cider house room yesterday, so we can start putting that room back together and put in the Somerset back room and set that back up how it was previously. You'll see a lot of that coming in the next week or 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, hi Shannon. So I'm forced to admit that I made an appointment to have the rug replacement fellow come and meet me. Oh, but you know what I did? I forgot. And so he called me and said he would come on the next Monday and talk to me, but he has never come. So what do I need to do to fix up my error and get him to come and talk with me?
I'll talk to you after this, or give me a ring. We'll get it all set up. He's
Okay.
on site almost, weekly. He
Oh,
works on
sure.
a lot of our turns and stuff, so he can shoot up there and meet with you. It's really quick, easy process.
You always make it sound so easy. I do appreciate that.
Absolutely. That's my pleasure.
Next. Yeah. Hi.
I just thought other people like to know something that Mosen, the new assistant dining director, shared with me that I was impressed with. He's come from the Bavarian Inn.
I was waiting for him to say that. Who else is so excited about dining? Right? The big. I know we're never going to get everything just perfect, but I'm so happy with our dining team. Thank you, Jose and Mosen. Thank you. Yes, sir.
I chatted with one of the firemen going back and forth during our fire alarm, and he stopped and said, okay, we know what the problem was. It was burning food, and there are no other problems, so now we're just blowing the smoke out. And I thought that was really great. But it took 20 minutes for the all clear to sound. Why?
So whenever the fire department is on site, they assess the situation regardless if it's something that they're easily to put their finger on and know what it is. They have to wait until it's fully safe. We are not allowed to give an all clear until the firemen give us the okay to give the all clear. So we do have to wait for them. And there's a multitude of reasons. It could just be them getting all their stuff out, them just doing a full assessment and making sure that the areas are safe, that they've been able to get out of the building to allow residents to return back in. And that varies, you know, each time they come depending on the reasons why. Sometimes things take a little longer, sometimes they're able to pinpoint it pretty quickly. You know, and again, it all comes down to determining when it's fully safe, and that determination comes from Frederick County Fire Department.
I can give you a quick example. In my Stanton community, I walked with them. It was a damper up in the wall. We found it, and I was with them, and they were out. All of our 100 residents were outside. It was really, really hot. And I just kept saying, can we do all clear? Can we do all clear? Because I was with the firemen who found it, but it has to come from the head fire, whoever's the lead of that team has to say it. And I was pushing, come on, and it took a little bit longer. So, yes, sir.
I appreciated the presentation by the dining team. I've met them, they're very charming, but they didn't read the slide. And way back here, it was a little hard for me to read their slide. Would you read it for us?
Welcome to our new Assistant Director, Mohsin Manzar. Dining program updates. Fall menu launching first week of October. Menu planning happens with the collaboration of the dining committee. Chef Nathaniel Johnson is here to assist with culinary training, focusing on execution, consistency, and plating. And I hear people asking about menu planning with collaboration of the dining committee. The dining committee met 4 times with Jose and the team, and they really looked at the menus together. They looked at the menu from our sister community, so there was a lot of input. And it was a great process. I think everyone enjoyed it.
Do you have any idea when elevator 2 will be fixed?
Okay, I was going to say, I wasn't aware that it was still out of order. We just need to remove the signs, it sounds like, so it should be up and running now.
It's working? It's working?
Yeah.
The signs are still on.
Yeah, we can confirm with the team, but I'm not aware of it being down right now. We had some issues a week or so ago, but that's been returned to operation. We'll look into it unless there's something that's happened since I've been in here, which can happen. Just really quickly too, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but when we talk about fire department and events, please make sure that you're away from the building at least 100 feet. You know, and giving the fire department time to do their job and to assess the situation, and that you're out of the building. If you're in the building, again, reiterating what Denise said, you know, with making sure the exits are clear, as the fires, you know, stairwells are clear. We don't want to prohibit them from getting up and down the stairs. So 100 feet from the building is where we need to be anytime it alarms. We are looking into why some of the rally points lights are not working. That is something that we're working on right now, as well as adding some additional lighting to the backside of Woodside. So just to piggyback on that a little bit, sorry.
Hi, I'm Nancy Tickner, and I'm a member of the Creative Arts team and the Connected Living Committee Chair. Prior to before we meet again here for the town hall, it would be too late, so I just wanted to add that on October 1st, there's going to be a flyer on this, but for some people that were confused, folks here who like to participate in what we call the Village Players, so those are folks that want to participate, be in the cast of a show without memorizing any lines. New and longtime actors are encouraged to come to the information table outside the Engage Center and sign up so that I have a sense of who will want to audition on October 1st. I think it is 3 to 4:30.
we'll try to make that information as useful as possible. The actual performance is going to be October 29th. So anyway, I hope to have some new faces as well as folks who love to act. I've picked a very funny play that requires 7 cast members, so don't make me call you. I really need you to come forward and we'll have fun together.
Hi, Mary Kwalik. I want to go back to elevator 2, please. There has been signage on the elevator since last Sunday saying the elevator has been out of service. Now you're saying that it is serviceable now?
Yes, I believe there was a call that came in that said there was an issue with it going to the 4th floor. They did a reset on the elevator. It went all the way up. And I do apologize. It looks like they just forgot to take it down. Again, you know, we've had security here and we've been on the short end on the maintenance side, but there is no issue with that elevator 2 that I'm aware of as of right now. Again, I will recheck everything to make sure there's nothing that has come in or that we're not waiting on something that I'm not aware of. Those things can happen when we're in these meetings and such, so I'll double check on it, but if it's the issue that happened on Sunday, that was with it not responding to the 4th floor, it was reset, it was responding after they checked it. So if that is the case, then it's resolved, but I don't want to confirm that 100%. I'll check on it to make sure there's nothing that's going on right now or nothing new that has happened since then.
Thank you, Shannon.
And we can send a memo in the next hour or so. As soon as we leave here, we'll check on it and we will send communication. And how I'll send that communication is I will send an email. We'll put something on Uniguest, and we will print 1 copy in the mailroom. I don't know what's happening.
He's keeping us awake.
Okay, we have time for one more question before we go check the elevator. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We of the Low Vision Support Group are very grateful for your efforts at making the slides more visible. The font is great, the size is great, and if you could just please make it more of a contrast, dark print, and it'll be perfect for us. Thanks.
Okay, we'll work on that. Lower the blinds, we got that, yes, yes. It depends on the time of year, doesn't it? How? Yeah. Okay, well, until next time. Although, one more thing. Mary, just show them your shirt. Mary lost a bet. Turn around, Mary. Show them what shirt you have for us NFL players. Washington played Green Bay last night. Green Bay acquired a very good Micah Parsons from the Cowboys. So Mary has to, she's a die-hard Washington fan, and she has to wear a Cowboy shirt all day.
And to say that I'm nauseous is putting it mild.
We're having fun. Thank you all. Have a great day.